star.
Here at RJFM 100.3, we want you to be happy. That's why our main man RJ recorded this classic in 2016 from his romancing album. Here's Smile. That was Smile from RJ's romancing album. Available at RJ Guitar Center, Bistro RJ. Listen online on Spotify or order at lazada.com.ph.
Picking you up, making you feel good. It's Friday. RJ 100. Round, round.
RJ 100. RJ 100. RJFM. The greatest and latest. Make it a habit. RJ 100. RJ 100.
RJFM nationwide.
RJ 100.
You know.
RJ 100. Nothing but great rock and roll on RJ 100.
100.3 RJFM.
RJ 100. RJ 100. RJFM 100.3. Your life in music.
100.3 RJFM.
RJ 100. RJ 100.
All my life.
This is VOA News on RJ100 FM nationwide.
Moscow is closing restaurants, cafes, bars, shopping malls, and some parks in the city for 9 days beginning Saturday. AP correspondent Charles de Ledesma reports.
Aimed at keeping people home amid the coronavirus outbreak comes a day after Russian President Vladimir Putin declared next week a holiday in which only essential businesses would operate. Russian authorities have reported well over 800 cases of the new virus, with 182 new cases registered since the day before. Moscow has also announced the halting of all international flights starting from Friday, although an exception will be made for flights bringing Russians home from abroad. For most people, the virus causes mild or moderate symptoms, but for some, it can cause severe illness and death. Charles de Ledesma.
The U.S. government on Thursday indicted Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and more than a dozen other top Venezuelan officials on charges of narco-terrorism. Attorney General William Barr, announcing the charges, said that Maduro and his associates had betrayed the trust of the Venezuelan people.
Alleged, the Maduro regime is awash in corruption and criminality. Maduro and his other defendants have betrayed the Venezuelan people.
Venezuela's foreign minister said the charges and rewards being offered showed the Trump administration's desperation, as well as its obsession with the South American country, aimed at benefiting Trump's 2020 re-election campaign. Another major racing event is being moved from its traditional date. Correspondent Brett McMillan reports for AP.
Memorial Day weekend isn't going to be the same for race fans, as the Indy 500 is the latest event to fall victim to COVID-19. The 104th running of the event will now be August 23rd. It will be the first time the 500 has been run outside of the month of May. The Indy Grand Prix is also moving from May 9th to July 4th, where it will be part of a doubleheader with NASCAR's Xfinity Series. NASCAR's Brickyard 400 is July 5th. It'll be the first ever IndyCar NASCAR Cup Series weekend. I'm Brett McMillan.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average wrapped up its strongest 3 days in 9 decades on Thursday as record weekly U.S. jobless claims came in below investors' worst fears, and the focus stayed on an unprecedented $2 trillion stimulus package expected to be approved by the U.S. House of Representatives. The Dow finished up 21% from its Monday low, establishing it in a bull market, according to a widely used definition. Expectations are high that the House will pass the stimulus measure.
You've been listening to VOA News on RJ100 FM nationwide.
This is RJFM on the Rajah Broadcasting Network.
RJFM.
You're listening to Virginia
Pretty woman.
on RJ
100.3.
RJ 100. RJ 100.
Hi there. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Night Flight with Virginia. I love the nightlife. Don't you love the nightlife? Or do you love the night flight? Whatever. We just love music. Anyway, I Love the Nightlife was by Alicia Bridges. Before that, you heard Stephen Stills, Love the One You're With. Bobby Darin was first, If I Were a Carpenter. Welcome to the station that plays for you the greatest and the latest. We're going to have great music till midnight. This is RJ100. Pink Chiffon Cakes and Cupcakes by Gateau de Manil. Treat yourself to the red velvet cappuccino and other mouth-watering cupcakes, cheesecakes, and pastries. They serve lunch and dinner too. 0917-823-1027.
You're listening to Virginia.
Oh, boy,
To Virginia. On RJ. RJ 100. RJ 100.
RJFM 100.3, your number one station, playing the greatest and the latest. You're listening to Virginia. That was Breezin', an instrumental song composed by American singer and musician Bobby Womack. It was originally recorded in December of 1970 by the influential Hungarian jazz guitarist Gabor Szabo in partnership with Womack himself. 5 years later, after Gabor Szabo's original recording, the song became even better known for its successful re-recording by singer and guitarist George Benson, whom you just heard, whose 1976 cover was the title track of his album Breezin'. His version was recorded in January of 1976 and released as a single in September of the same year, entering for the American charts. Before Breezin', you heard the Swing Out Sister, Who's Been Sleeping. First was Good Times by Bobby Humphrey. Good evening to our friends from Baguio City. Hi there, Davao, Puerto Princesa. Thank you for being around. Hi to Miss Babes de Leon, Tita Tom and Tita Evelyn, and everyone at Maveline Salon. Hello to all of you. Hello to Marvin Velasquez, Rico Garcia. This is RJ100.
Lying in bed with the radio on.
You're tuned into Virginia.
Soft and low, the music on.
RJ.
RJ
100. RJ 100. RJ 100. This
RJFM 100.3, your number one station, playing the greatest and the latest. You got Virginia with you. Crazy Little Thing Called Love. That was by Chris Delano. Before that, Paul Nicholas, Heaven on the Seventh Floor. First was Abram, Martin, and John, a 1968 song written by Dick Holler and first recorded by Dion, whom you just heard. It is a tribute to the memory of 4 assassinated Americans, all icons of social change: Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr., John F. Kennedy, and Robert F. Kennedy. It was written in response to the assassination of King and that of Robert Kennedy in April and June 1968, respectively. Abraham, Martin, and John was a major American hit single in late 1968, and it reached number 4 on the U.S. Pop Singles chart and was awarded a gold record by the Recording Industry Association of America. Those songs were brought to you by Scuff Automotive Car Parts and Accessories. They bring in new, innovative, and unique automotive products from all over the world to cater to car shop owners as well as end users. Go to their shop at 30 C. Raimundo, Corner E. Angeles Street, Pasig City. Call 747-0069 or 0917-838-3266. This is RJ100.
Organic mesotherapy eliminates stubborn fat deposits and promotes weight loss. Inquire at Wilson and Ayash Clinic. Open from Tuesday to Sunday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. 846-6725.
RJFM now spotlights another original song from Joe and Mike Chan. The song is called Meant to Be. Meant to Be. Another original song from Joe and Mike Chan, now available on Spotify.
You're tuned into Virginia
You sex the band.
on RJ100. RJ100.
RJFM 100.3, your number one station, playing the greatest and the latest. You got Virginia with you. That was Side Streets that you just heard there by Saint Etienne. Before that, Merrily Rush, Angel of the Morning. First was Over You, a song written and composed by Jerry Fuller and recorded by Gary Puckett and the Union Gap for their 1968 album, Incredible. The song reached number 3 on the adult contemporary chart, and it peaked at number 5 in Cashbox, as well as number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in late 1968. This happens to be the favorite song of Bobby. Thank you so much for texting in. Yeah, we gotta get over certain things, right? Hello to Mr. Rodolfo. Good evening to you, sir. Michael George, Margaret Espiritu. Hello and good evening to you. Dr. Rene Obispo, sir. Thank you for listening. This is RJ100.
Beautiful girl.
You're listening to Virginia.
RJFM 100.3, your number one station, playing the greatest and the latest. That was Amy Grant there. That's what love is for. Before that, Barry Manilow, Somewhere Down the Road. First was Johnny Angel, a song written and composed by Lynn Duddy and Lee Pocris. It first became a popular hit single when it was recorded by Shelley Fabares, whom you just heard, in the fall of 1961. She took it to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart when the song was released in 1962. Well, later, like in 1973, the Carpenters also recorded a cover version of Johnny Angel. Hey, you're listening to RJ100, the station that plays for you the greatest and the latest. My name is Virginia. This is the Night Flight till midnight.
Bahay, tibay, ang bilis ilagay. Isang araw lang siya, may bahay ka na.
Jacinto Steel Bahay Tibay Stormproof Steel Houses. May lupa ka, isang araw lang, may bahay ka na.
For as low as 185,000 pesos only.
Bumagyo man o lumindol o bumaha, basta may lupa ka. Isang araw lang siya, may bahay tibay ka na.
Call or text 0917-875-1867 or email admin@jacintocolor.com.
This is RJFM on the Rajah Broadcasting Network. RJFM. You're tuned into Virginia on RJ100. RJ100.
RJFM 100.3, your number one station, playing the greatest and the latest. Yes, that was All I Have by Beth Nielsen Chapman, an American singer and songwriter who has written hits for country and pop music performers. Beth Nielsen Chapman was born in Texas, and she learned to play the piano. At the same time, she started playing guitar. That was like 11 years old. Well, as a child and teenager, she listened to a variety of music, including Hoagie Carmichael, Tony Bennett, James Taylor, Carole King. And her music was enriched by all these musical influences in her life, yeah. Before All I Have, you heard We've Got Tonight by Kenny Rogers and Sheena Easton. First was Elvis Presley, You've Lost That Lovin' Feelin'. For your tires and mag wheels, go to Grip Guys, Hill Fernanda Avenue, Barangay Santa Clara, Marikina City. Call 950-6603. You're listening to RJ100, the station that plays for you the greatest and the latest. My name is Virginia. This is the Night Flight till midnight.
This is RJFM on the Rajah Broadcasting Network.
RJFM.
Hi, you're listening to Virginia.
RJFM 100.3, your number one station, playing the greatest and the latest. You're listening to Virginia. David Gates there. I can't play the song. Before that, Look What You've Done to Me. It is a 1980 song recorded by Boss Skaggs, composed by Skaggs Foster for the movie Urban Cowboy. It reached number 14 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 in November, 13 on the Cashbox Top 100, and went to number 3 on the Adult Contemporary chart. And the song also reached number 30 in Canada. First there was The Letterman with a Smile. Come on, it doesn't take much to smile, right? Smile right now. Get sexy in a jiffy with Betty's Body Form Body Corsets, recommended by doctors and specialists to prevent scoliosis and osteoporosis. Call 532-0501 for more information. This is RJ100. Pink Chiffon Cakes and Cupcakes by Gateau de Menil. Treat yourself to the red velvet cappuccino and other mouth-watering cupcakes, cheesecakes, and pastries. They serve lunch and dinner too. 0917-823-1027.
You're tuned into Virginia on RJ100.
RJFM 100.3, your number one station, playing the greatest and the latest. This is Virginia, and there you just heard Fallen by Lauren Wood, an American singer-songwriter, voice-over artist, and producer. She is most notable for this 1989 single, which you just heard, and this was used in the 1990 movie Pretty Woman. Lauren Wood is also known by the nickname Chunky and has used Eileen Rappaport for authoring songs. Barbra Streisand before that with Evergreen. First was Honey by Bobby Goldsparrow. Hi there to Sunny and to Marilyn, Ray, J. and Miggy Marie Meal. Thank you so much. Good evening to Miss Charito. Hello to Annie and Lily. Thank you so much. Richard and Nan Razich, Malu Reyes, Tino, and the boys. This is RJ100.
Are you lonesome tonight? Lay awake and watched until the morning.
You're tuned into Virginia.
Washed away the darkness of the lonely night. I can't get to sleep.
RJFM 100.3, your number one station, playing the greatest and the latest. That was Candle in the Wind by Ed Sheeran. Before that, One Last Bell to Answer, a song written by Burt Bacharach and Hal David. And this one that you heard was by The Fifth Dimension, and it was included on their 1970 debut album, Portrait. So lead vocals on the single were sung by Marilyn McCoo. One Last Bell to Answer was a platinum record, and it reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. On other U.S. charts, it went to number 1 on the Adult Contemporary, as well as number 4 on the best-selling soul singles chart. Before One Last Bell to Answer, you heard Ray Conniff, Somewhere My Love. You're listening to RJ100, the station that plays for you the greatest and the latest. My name is Virginia. This is the Night Flight. RJFM 100.3, your number one station, playing the greatest and the latest. Wow. If. Beautiful song. That was by Bread. After that, You Make Me Feel Brand New, a 1974 single by the Philadelphia soul group, The Stylistics, an R&B ballad. It was the 5th track from their 1974 album, Let's Put It All Together. You Make Me Feel Brand New reached number 2 in the UK singles chart in August of 1974, and the Stylistics recording sold over 1 million copies globally, earning the band a gold disc presented by the Recording Industry Association of America. Last one that you heard was Madonna with You Must Love Me. No doubt you do. Thank you so much, everybody, for being around. And you take care of yourselves. Always keep it peaceful. Remember, God loves you. This is Virginia, and I'm saying goodbye.
This is RJFM on the Rajah Broadcasting Network.
RJFM.
3 songs in a row.